I want to welcome everyone to aeSolutions panel discussion today on the topic of how to prepare for an effective audit. So Judy, this question is for you. What are the most important pre-audit activities?
Well, there are a variety of activities that are important to prepare the site for an effective audit. We all know that we want a PSM or an RMP audit to produce good results, that is going to help a plant continuously improve its process safety systems. And there are a number of pre-activities at the site that will aid in that objective. First of all is identification of a focal or a point person, let's call him or her, at the site to arrange the audit activities in an orderly manner. A person with good knowledge of the site process safety systems and of the people is best. Someone with a good history at the site who understands who is best to ask questions of and how to obtain information that the auditors may eventually be interested in seeing. Identifying your audit strategy and your auditors is clearly important. There are a variety of choices. You can use internal site auditors. You can use auditors who belong to your company but are external to your site, or you can choose a third-party supplier. Those are all options that would be reasonable under different circumstances. Once your auditors are identified, working with them to set up a detailed schedule by regulation element in advance is really important, including making sure that the key people at your site, your subject matter experts, are going to be available in the designated time slots. So setting up meetings for your interviewees and your SMEs and your calendar software ahead of time is really a great preparation practice because it surfaces any potential schedule conflicts early enough to do something about them. Many companies have a view on whether or not legal counsel should be present or available during an audit, and that decision needs to be reached ahead of time. And if it's decided that legal counsel should be available, then that person's availability needs to be arranged. Arranging an electronic file sharing site in advance is really important. Your auditors are going to be interested in a lot of policies, a lot of procedures, a lot of data, and especially if your auditors are not from the site or not from your company, it is going to be crucial that there is an easy file sharing methodology. There are lots of tools out there that are helpful with that. Your company may even have its own that it prefers to use. If not, third-party companies certainly have the capability to set up those file sharing sites. While we're on file sharing, responding to advance information requests from the auditors is pretty important. Those auditors who may or may not be completely familiar with your site are going to be dealing with a lot of data, and the more that you can provide to them in advance, the better. In a little while, we'll talk about what that advance information request may be comprised of. Finally, logistics are important. Where are your auditors going to meet with site personnel? Who's going to escort them on field activities? Who's going to attend kickoff and closing meetings? Who's responsible for making sure missing information is sought out? And of course, what lunch arrangements will be made. Everyone at the site is going to be pretty busy during the course of the audit, and it is a very friendly gesture to provide lunch for both people involved in the audit at the site and to the auditors themselves, who are also going to be quite busy.
Okay, thank you, Judy. Does anyone else from the panel want to add anything to that?
Yeah, I do. Judy, great list. A couple other things. I'd suggest that Judy mentioned about having a focal person, and I fully agree with that. Someone for all the information flow that goes through. I would suggest that you set up how that information flow is going to happen so that the auditors are going to that person with the request. That person is transmitting that to whoever needs to get the information, and it goes back through that focal person as well. It makes sure that you're kind of distributing the workload appropriately, You're getting a view of what the information coming back in looks like to make sure that it is addressing the request and fully addressing the request. And if it's involving somebody from the outside, whether it be a third-party auditor, whether it be an inspector from EPA or OSHA, you're also looking for things like, are you distributing confidential information, and are there any provisions that need to be taken care of for that confidential information to be going outside of the company? So if you, when you've got that focal person, what you also want to do is have a log of the information, both the requests that are being made and the information that's given out and when that information is given out. So it's setting up that log ahead of time is a good idea as well.